Step into the realm of canine wisdom with our podcast, NWA Cane Corsos, where we interview dog men and women from around the globe. Discover their talents and insights on breeding, training, nutrition, and the rich history of dogs. Tune in to the most underrated yet influential dog podcast on social media. Your journey into the dog world starts here. We up in this thing. What's going on, everybody? It's your brother from another mother. Brother Joe's back in the house for another tremendous podcast. Chicago, stand up. DMV, stand up. We got some brothers in here that we all familiar with. And oh man, my camera went out, but let me add them to the stage here. Dang it. Let me see. Coleon, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. All right. My bad. My camera's coming back in. What's up, fellas? Reggie
going
of
on?
Ironstone and Lamone of Colossal Masters. What's happening, y'all?
Ain't too much. How you today? How both of y'all?
Oh, I'm good. Just got off. You know what I mean? Ready to get it on at the end of the day.
All is well. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this will be my first time ever talking to Lamone on screen. We glad to have him. Y'all sure? I think Reggie been on here 4 or 5 times, or maybe, I think. So yeah. So man, let's get off into it. Reggie, can you tell the people just a little bit about yourself and all that good stuff?
Oh, okay. Reggie Ironstone, located in Southern Maryland. I breed Cane Corsos. I've been breeding the dogs for like 12 to 13 years now. Probably like in the second part of my program, as far as building the bloodline or whatnot. But I'm just a passionate guy. I love the Cane Corsos, and I feel like I'm an advocate for the breed.
All right. Hey Reggie, would you mind muting for a second? I'm gonna ask Lamone something.
Gotcha.
I appreciate it. All right, Lamone, tell them who you are, where you're from, and what's special about you, brother.
Oh, I'm Lamone Coleon from Chicago, Illinois. I'm the creator, breeder of the Colossal Mastiff. I've been breeding the breed for about, I call it a breed now because I've been breeding it for so long. And I do got it registered through a registry. But I've been doing it for about 18 years now. Just trying to make a real life functional, working all around mastiff at the end of the day. Pretty much something that been missing for quite a long time on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah.
Well, that's what's up. Well, there's not I can't see there's a lot of brothers that have their own breed. So we know about you, but I don't know if the whole world know about you and everything. But with that being said, what determines a breed? What makes a breed?
Consistency.
Hey Joe, I
First
can't hear.
off, I said, what happened?
I can hear him. I don't know what's up, bro. It's probably your headphone.
Oh, okay. No, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, Lamont.
Okay,
Good.
cool. No, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear him. I can hear you, Joe, but I can't hear him.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, consistency. Off bat at the end of the day. You gotta think every breed that we get, we determine these dogs off the way that they look right off bat. But besides the performance and all that,
Just
don't
heard
get me
him.
wrong. Performance is what got the dog breed what it is. But how we recognize the dog breed right off the back is identity. You know what I mean? You could look at a German Shepherd and know it's a German Shepherd. You could look at a
Yes, sir.
Doberman and know it's a Doberman. You could look at Rocky and know it's a Rocky. So right off the bat, identification is how we establish these different breeds. Once we physically look at these breeds and like them for whatever reason we like them, then we go into the history of the breed. Now we want to learn about the different breeds and see what they're about, where they came from, what they do, stuff like that. With me, I've been around dogs for a very long. I actually grew up with dogs. You know what I mean? I've been around dogs literally since I was born. My old man was a breeder. My uncle was a breeder. All
Lost Lamont. Lost
Yeah,
Lamont.
I
nah,
really I
somebody
couldn't hear
called
him
me.
going in and
Yeah,
out.
Yeah,
somebody called me. Can you
Randy,
hear me?
it got to be on your end because we can hear him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my case, I've been around dogs for a very long time. I've been around dogs pretty much since I was born. I've seen a lot of different breeds. I've met a lot of different breeders at a very, very early age. And that was the inspiration for me to do what I did at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And this is coming from a time when when people always talk about like these days in 2025, you get a lot of people talking about the old school dogs and stuff like that. Well, that's the era that I came up in at the end of the day. I came up when the Cane Corso was first coming to the States and before the dog was even recognized. The Presa Canario, the Borble, the Fila, the Tosa. I seen a lot of these different breeds before they
You
was
seen
even
it all.
recognized as a breed because I was around people that was into dogs. All the USA magazines, the all that you used to go back into the store when you was a kid, and not even if you was a kid, if you're just a dog man and dog woman, you going into them aisles and going in the back of them ads and looking at the Corso ads, the few presser ads, the German. It used to be a gang of German Shepherd and Rottweiler ads because those were the breeds at the time. So when you see the different the Corsos, the Pressers, the Borbers, it's amazing at that point because you so used to the basics at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that they not good breeds because they damn good breeds. The Dobermans, the Pit Bulls, excellent breeds. But I'm talking about a time when these dogs are just hitting the scene and it's really no information online about these dogs at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't even know if people even realize or even was into these breeds when that time frame was around. We had Borbles in 99 2000. You know what I mean? It was no information on those dogs. We just had access to a person that went out to Africa, became a part of the SBBA, and brought like 13 to 14 dogs back that was breeding, and we ended up getting a few dogs from them. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
a lot of the stuff that people talk about today, yeah, I was around. And guess what? The forefront, the blueprint of my breed comes from that era. The Neo of that era, the Borble of that era, the Corso of that era, the Pit Bull of that era. I've been around some of the best of the best. I've seen some of the best dogs. And I'm not talking about just in my city. I'm in Chicago. For the people who don't know, I'm in Chicago,
A
Illinois.
hotbed for dogs.
Yeah, and it is. A lot of people in Chicago got a lot of great dogs, but
Uh-huh.
we actually traveled. You know what I mean? We went to the different states because my old man and my uncle and they friends was so big dog, man. They knew a lot of different people, and it was competitive back then. At the end of the day, if we got something good and somebody in another state saying something got good, hey, we got to go out there and go see how good it is.
Right.
It's either yours is what it is or ours what it. And we had good dogs, but I'm a realist at the end of the day. We have been to different states and thinking out in Chicago we got something, and went out there to a Kentucky and a dog making that dog look like nothing. You know what I mean? Like I'm real. I'm never the person that's gonna hype my dog up for a sale. You know
Right.
what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
I've never been that person at the end. I'm a realist. I care about the dogs too much to be that kind of person to be a salesman to the next person.
You're not a killer.
You know what I
Dog.
mean?
Yeah.
And I think the people who got a dog from me more understand that more than the people who actually see me on social media promoting. You know what I mean? You got to understand too. I've been around for 18. Well, I've been had my own breed for 18 years, but I've been around the dogs forever. But I've been on this social media, Facebook for a long time. I got dogs all around the world. I don't got dogs just in Chicago. I got dogs all around the world. You've
Right.
never heard one person who has a colossal master say anything about a health issue, say anything about a dog not acting the way it's supposed to act, look the way it's supposed to look. None of that. I try to breed as consistently as I possibly can. You
I
know
tell
what I
you what,
mean?
bro. Rain did an excellent interview with you. If y'all don't know, this ain't Lamone's first time on this channel. This is second time. Rain from the Unscripted Podcast actually interviewed him. Man, we didn't do you justice for us. Like, man, we got to document you right, put pictures and everything. So if you get them to me,
It's all good, brother.
no.
I just appreciate y'all just having me on at the
Yeah,
end of the day.
but if it ain't nothing but a 5-minute documentary where we do some pictures and stuff like I do with everybody else, we got to make that happen. Yes, sir.
Oh, y'all appreciate you then,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Definitely appreciate you.
Hey, Reggie.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey. Oh, yeah, that sound better. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Could you hear
That sound
Lamone
way
now?
better.
Yeah, I can hear him. I can hear him.
Okay, we good now. Oh, you sound good now. Bro, let's get into it. You wanted to give some advice on starting up the program, what you need, the ins, the outs, the ups and downs.
I mean, my opinion is start off with. Well, I know Lamont. He got the, you know, what I'm saying, he doing the colossal massive. But I know for the Cane Corso, starting off with a program is, you know, you want to start off with good stock, good almost I'll say solidified lines that already been like occurred to start your program off with. You could pick up with smarts, and then like I feel like when you start that way, like you could curve to the way that you need your dog to be, because every line is going to be different. You want to start off somewhere where somebody they kind of like in my instance, like I went with the Capano. So I started that line and I just implemented like other dogs into it to try to like critique what I like or what I want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, they get into it and they'll want to go and just start to breed Joe Blow's line because that line is popular or they consider it a line. You know what I mean, quote unquote. But I feel like, I mean, all the hard work as my man Lamont Corleone doing for his dogs, like he mixing and matching like the temperaments and what he want. He's building his dog. It's almost the same difference, but our stuff is already solidified as a breed. But we just building the line. It's almost like quote unquote the same difference. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And some people miss that. Mm-hmm. I believe a lot.
Right. Yeah. Right. He can I just comment on that? With yeah. He absolutely right. It is like that. Because that really, I'm kind of like that at that point with my line. Like I'm kind of making different lines off different dogs at the end of the day. You always, like when you're dealing with it's the only difference is between me and Reggie is I'm making my own breed and he got something that was already established. Yeah. When you got something that's already established, like what Reggie did, you always got to start off with something good. You know what I mean? You want to go out and try to find the best representation of the breed that you possibly can, because at the end of the day, you got at some point your plan is to breed this dog, and then you want this dog to replicate itself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you want to start off with the best of the best. I'm not saying you could look up and get mediocre, breed mediocre and get something good, but it's always better to get something good and try to achieve something great. It's a little easier that way. You know what I mean? Because at that point, you're not really adding in too many different dogs to fix shit in your line at the end of the day. Right. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with something good, it's already probably structurally good, the temperament good, and it's probably something that realistically all you gotta do is carry on at the end of the day. Instead of starting with something that's what I did.
I kind of hung around my cousin kennel and worked off because I didn't want to go here and then go over there and get, when I start having puppies, I'm phenotypically all over the damn place. I kind of just look, you know, if Reggie got something going on good, hey, I'm gonna hang around. If he got what I need, I'm gonna kind of stay around there. And it's just like with you. I mean, you would know the temperament of your dogs, the backstory of your dogs. If somebody, do you got a lot of breeders breeding your dogs now, Lamone?
I got about 5 different breeds in 5 different states right now. You know what I mean? It's not really a whole lot, but at the same time, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. The way that these dog breeds are changing within the years passing, I'm kind of happy that it's not a whole lot of people at this point, because it's almost like you don't even know what's what at this point. You know what I mean? You got people selling Corsos that real life look like presses. You got people selling presses like boy. It's all over the place.
It's crazy.
So with me dealing with my different breeders, and we all keep in contact with each other and cool and breeding dogs the right way, I don't mind bringing people in, because at the end of the day, you gotta understand, with me doing this by myself, making a breed by myself, I don't want my dogs to get mixed and crossed up before they even really become something. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
So I kind of like it the way it is for right now.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah.
For me to piggyback off of what Corleone talking about, just like I got like Dion and Cornell around. They all both of them guys got like similar blood, but they breed in a different way. But I know I could use that blood as a outsource for what I'm doing, because uh, the dogs in the pedigree match up somewhere. Only difference in between will probably be like a mom, or like somewhere in the middle is a dog that's not related, which I would need, but still have the same temperament, the same type of structure, the bite, like my bite, or everything's gonna be the same. Like really, I'm just building like on structure and trying to hold that type. You know what I'm saying? Really.
Right, but the thing you got going on with Cornell and Dion, 3 guys with three programs that's kind of working off each other. Boy, you in good shape. Boy, y'all got something special, boy.
Yeah, you do.
and then the way like we motivate each other to try to, like, you know what I'm saying, do your line breeds, do them type of breeds, because we trying to lock in certain traits, certain structures and temperaments. So we do them line breeds. Now like Dion just done something nice. And it's related to 2 of the dogs that I have on my yard, but the outsource is like I think Medusa's like, she an import dog, but it's not off the same line. But I can still use it because she still got that same drive, the same feistiness that I'm looking for in my dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I mean, people make it like it's a hard thing to do, but it's not that hard. You just got to be passionate, focused, have that drive that you wanna make a line. Like I was saying the other day, like really, you can look at 10 different Corso pedigrees and nothing really is gonna be like solid. You know what I mean? Like you want to have dogs from everywhere in that pedigree.
There's a lot of crossing in our pedigrees.
A lot of scatter breeding.
Scatterbreed,
yeah.
Scatterbreed,
yeah. So Lamont, as far as I'm getting some breeding advice now. Now I know it was some points where you had to do some inbreeding and to lock some stuff in, but as far as on average for a program, what's the best combinations to maintain established bloodline? Is it cousin to cousin, uncle to niece?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The best litters that I've had so far was half brother to half sisters.
Half brother, half sisters.
Half brother to half sisters, and I had a few like aunts to nephews type shit breedings that was pretty exceptional. But them half brother to half sisters, them been a hit for me. Every time I did that, it been pretty much a hit at the end of the day. So I really like I say, that's not the only go-to, because there's so many options that you could go to when you line breeding and breeding shit like that. But to me, that took out all the shit I was doing, them half brother, half sisters. Them
Same daddy, different mama. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I literally just did that at the end of the day.
Have you done a father to daughter?
And I did that like a while back. I ain't did it recently. I planned on doing it, but when I was really about to do it like 3 years ago, but the father and daughter wasn't getting along with each other to do the breeding, so I couldn't do it, which shocked the shit out of me because I was like, when you get to the point where you ain't really dealing with the female. So I was like, but she's a feisty one at the end of the day. You got to be a pretty dominant male to deal with her. You know what I mean?
What would you want to see doing a father and daughter? What would make you want to do that?
To double up on the father genes. If I got a good daddy that's really producing and he really what I want, you know what I mean, as far as temperament wise, structure wise, just everyday life wise, and on top of that, he really producing litters from me, then yeah, I want to keep that going at the end of the day because he's a producer.
Right. Hey, this is a controversial question. I'm finna get us in some good trouble. It's so, man, it's a lot of talk about how important is the stud. Now we know the female is important, but is the stud just important? The reason why I'm asking this, bro, because a female she has a limited shelf life for his reproduction, but that male can go on and on and on. But is she still as important or more important as the male?
I believe both is equally important. But to have a male that's tightly bred and you can breed this guy to anything and he produces himself, man, that's one of the greatest accomplishments a breeder should ask for. You know what I mean? You should be able to breed this man to a cat and he produces himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how tightly bred that you want the guy.
Right.
Facts. The female, don't get me wrong, the female is very important because if you got a good nice female, she gonna pretty much produce good for you, but you still want that complimentary stud that you didn't bred this dog to a couple of dogs and he producing himself every litter. When both of them, when you get both of them that hit together, that litter for the most part always come out something special at the end of the day. You know what I mean? A lot of these people, you gotta understand too, a lot of these studs ain't studs. You feel me? A lot of these people who call their dogs studs ain't studs because you'll see so many people who be like, oh yeah, I got a stud. He woo woo. But what are you basing this off of? Are you basing off the look of the dog?
They basing off the gender of the dog.
Real studs are dogs that produce. You feel me? That's cool if he look good, but if he producing dogs that's underneath him, is he really a stud? He just a good looking dog. You know what I mean? So every stud not really a stud at the end of the day. I think that's something that people got to real life understand. You know what I mean? Every dog ain't no producer.
That's right.
But if he's producing better than himself, you got your winner.
Yeah, he's a motherfucker at that point. I mean, I don't mean to curse, bro. My fault.
No, you fine. You fine, man. You can say, you can say whatever man. This NWA
I'll
show.
be the curse.
Yeah. No, you can say whatever you want.
Okay. But yeah, man, he right about that. He absolutely right about that.
Yeah. So we talked about getting set up. Reggie, any more advice as far as like, getting set up and what to look for?
Just to start your program off with like exceptional male, exceptional female, and just build off that lineage that you produce off them dogs. Really, like start from somewhere good. Don't try to have to build it up. Which means building is a good thing because it's kind of like passionate. And you can still build off of I'm gonna say top quality or great quality dogs that you like your starters. When you start, just make sure they offer good lines or they just they fit the standard accordingly, and then you build from there. Because really, when you once you're inside of a breed, you really want to just start your line. I don't want to. Not saying there's nothing wrong with having a Joe line or anybody else line of dog, but I want my stuff to be known as well too for producing or having these type of temperaments, this type of structure. You know what I'm saying? I want to build that into my program, so my program will start speaking for itself. If that makes sense, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
Just I say start from some good dogs, some nice dogs, and now try to have less issues as possible. Even though I know you're gonna have some issues, but you don't want to start off with no messed up issues, no bad
Right.
oh when you had them dogs that got they black and tan or something like that. Like the coat of the dog is like you want to start off with in good standard of whatever registry that you breeding for or under. You know what I mean? So you want to be able to fit that standard. I mean, I
Right.
know it's probably different for you too, Khalil, because you made your own standard. It's your own dog. So how how did you come up with that process though? I would like to ask that though, like the standard of your dog.
Well, it started because I had an idea of what I wanted to do from the get go, based off the dog that I had to start the breed. At the end of the day, it was things about him that he was a damn good dog. Don't get me wrong, but it was things about him that I wanted to change to enhance and make better. I just wanted to pretty much make him a taller, longer dog, keep his temperament, but just put him on a tad bit bigger scale because he was a little short, for what I liked at the end of the day. Also, I just pretty much enhanced him, and I showed pictures of him. If people go to my page and see Colossus, that's the dog I started from. That's where all this come from. Um, all pretty much the dogs pretty much look like him on a bigger scale at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But I get what you mean as far as it is different for me because I made a breed, so I'm pretty much making my own standard. But when you're dealing with purebred dogs, I would say the number one thing is knowing the breed at the end of the day. You know
Right.
what I mean? Knowing exactly what you're looking for, what the dog's supposed to be. You know what I mean? And then you go out and go find breeders that represent the breed at the end of the day. Because it's a gang of people out here who's selling these different breeds. There's a gang of people selling Borgles, Pressers, everything at the end of the day. But if you don't know the breed, you're going to go for whoever say that they're selling them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Go
And
for the
then when you
hottest
go
thing.
out with these different dogs and you're in front of these different people and they looking at you like, and you telling people, oh yeah, it's a Corso, and they looking at you like, man, bro, they ain't no. Now you looking crazy at the end of the day. So always know the breed first, and then you go into the standard, then you go into the history, then you go into these different breeders who got the dog, because everybody representation of the breed ain't the same. You know what I mean? Get
Hey.
what get what what you want at the end of the
Everybody
day.
has some phenotypical differences that's still within the standard. Go for the girl you like, that you can look at every day. You know what I'm saying? I want the most attractive dog in the standard. Also, I want a breeder I can get along with. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
sometimes it get like Crips and Bloods in this breeze, man. Hey, look,
Yeah, do man. And it been like that for a few years now. You feel
boy,
me? And I just be like, man, y'all, like,
man.
if y'all all on the same page is really representing the breed, at some point, man, y'all got to come together. Y'all got the dogs at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So
It's wild.
come together and fix whatever y'all need to fix, make whatever y'all need to make, and make it work. You know what I mean? That's what every dog breed. It ain't just the Corso. It's just the Corso, the Press, and the Borbo are probably the most popular breeds that you hear about these days. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. So the eyesight is on them different breeds, but it's like, yeah, it's good.
Who got
It's
the best
good representations and
which one
bad
the best dog?
representations.
Which one the best dog to you, Lamar?
No kennel blindness. No kennel blindness.
I don't know, man. I like them all. I like the good representations of the ball. Yeah, man, get me caught up like that. I like the good representations of the ball. I like the form, I like the president, of course.
Yeah, I like all of them.
Tiny dogs and everything, yeah, as long as it's good.
Yeah. What?
But I mean, as a breeder though, I really don't pay too much attention to no one else's program. I'm so focused and keen on trying to get my program correct. Because if you looking at what Joe Blow and them doing, you can get sidetracked from what your original, you know what I'm saying, goal was if you had that, you know what I mean? By paying attention to somebody, they might have lucked up and produced something nice. Now you trying to get inside this with this dog because you know he came out pretty decently. But at the end of the day, you look back in that pedigree, it's not no guaranteed chance that this guy could produce himself or nothing like that. So you got to work towards that. It's no shortcuts.
Yeah,
There's no
it ain't no
shortcuts.
shortcut.
but I ain't gonna lie. I still like it, boy. If somebody put something out hot, I don't care what side they on. I don't care where the politics stand. If it's phenotypical, I said, damn, that dog nice. I
Yeah,
still kind of, you know,
you
Oh
do
yeah, for
have
sure.
those though.
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
For
You
sure.
do
yeah,
have those.
yeah,
But in Reggie's case, I know exactly what he's talking about.
right.
He pretty much saying if you're gonna be a breeder and you're gonna start your program,
Got to stick.
have something that stand out that represents your program.
Right.
Have when you want people to, when you bring your dog out, they know exactly where it comes from. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure when Reggie bring his dog out, they say, "Oh, that's an Ironstone Cane Corso." You know what I mean? Or you, Joe, when you bring
I
your
mean,
dog out,
I'm working on it. I'm working on
that's
it.
one of your dogs. You know what I mean? You want to
Right.
have that significancy about yourself at the end of the day,
Right.
but you
see,
still represent the breed.
that's a good
Right.
segue. That's a good segue into something else that's kind of new now that a lot of older breeders are finally are embracing, that we got to do. We got to have social media. You got to have a little marketing, you know, and things like that, because that can make the difference in between a breeder who might not have the dogs on your level, but if his social media and all his marketing is good, he up here with shit dogs and you down there with better dogs. That's kind of how it works too now.
Oh yeah, it
You know?
definitely worked like that. It
Yeah.
really worked like that more so than anything these days.
Yeah.
It's about your promotion. Somebody can have the most bullshit dogs in the world, but if they promotion good and they got 1,000 some followers, who you think everybody else gonna follow? You know what I mean? Because that's what you're seeing on the everyday basis.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like a commercial on TV. You might not even like the product, but if you see it 1,000 times a day, at some point you're gonna end up liking it.
That's right. And then,
So
like Amon, we
it's
were
the same
talking
thing
over
with
there
the
in that
dog, and people
Facebook.
learned that.
Yeah, and we was talking about in that Facebook group, like some, just because these dogs popular, a lot of them are falling dead at 4 years old, 3, and right before our eyes. But it still don't matter to the public because they popular.
Nope, because
But
to be honest with you, a lot of the public don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of the public just see what they see. They ain't even really doing that kind of deep research to even know what's really going on with the dogs. So they just see, oh, this is a 200-pound Warble. He muscled up. He black. Oh, I'm gonna pay whatever he want for him. You know what I mean? So they not even really doing the research in the breed to even know the health issues. But then when they go pay an arm and leg for the dog, and the dog that 5 months to 2-3 years old, and now they wondering like, man, is this something that's going on with the breed? No, it ain't nothing that's going on with the breed. It's something that's going on with the breeders. That's who you need to question at the end of the day, because there's people who out here with Borbers that could probably make 10, 12 years. Like I've never lost a dog under 10 years old, unless it was some crazy shit that happened. You know what I mean? You know, dogs do shit at the end of the day. Shit happens at the end of the day. But I've never lost a dog, and my dogs are pretty damn big at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I got males over here that's 34, 30, you know what I mean, inches tall. I got huge dogs over here. You know what I mean? So I've never lost a dog under 10, and that's pretty impressive for a dog that size. You got dogs that's 26 to 27 inches that's dying off at fucking 3-4 years old because they got those kind of problems. I think the one thing that helped me out a whole lot is the fact that it's not a whole lot of hands within my breed. And the fact that I know about the dogs and know how to breed a dog, and I'm going to call out a dog if the dog don't act right or do right or whatever the situation is, I kind of keep my program intact. And then the people that I deal with as far as the breeders, it's not no control thing at the end of the day when it comes to my different breeders, but we all on the same page at the end of the day. We all listen to each other as far as what we should do, what dogs should be bred, what we see from each other lines. Of like, well, should we use this or should we call it out or whatever? You know, but you need that within the breed at the end of the day. To be honest with you, that's really what these breed clubs should be about at the end of the day. It's about the organization of the breed. It's about people coming together to help the breed a better situation. But you get a lot of people in these purebred dogs that it's all, they make a little money and it's all about themselves at the end of the day. It almost ain't even really about the dogs no more. So I suggest when you going out and looking for these different breeds and looking at these different breeders, don't just look at the dog, look at them. Pay attention to what they doing at the end of the day. Pay attention to do they really give a fuck about the dog, or they really give a fuck about the sale and just trying to maintain themselves as one of the high standard breeders. You know what I mean? Because people just don't know better at the end of the day.
I see a lot of that too. Like you get on some of them little like on TikTok or something, like I be listening to like some of the conversations on there. It go from the dog straight to about the money. This is what I'm making. This, that, and the third. That shit is trash, man. Because at the point, you showing exactly what you went in for. Like, you're not trying to better the breed. You trying to better your pocket.
You trying to better your pocket.
You know.
But it amazes me that
these same people can talk that, but you still got
people that come get them.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
No,
go ahead,
I was just saying I never have done a show on selling puppies. I am going to do one on business one-on-one with a business guy I know, but I've never did a show on selling puppies. That's the last thing we need to be talking about. You know what I mean?
Because it's so, especially in the Corso, it's so much stuff that needs to be talked about besides sales. Because a lot of people just confused. A lot of people jump in like the dog's not fitting standard. They breeding dogs with disqualifications. Shouldn't be bred, stuff like that. Like that's that's what need to be talked about. And like on some of them Facebook groups, like they don't want to talk about the hard subjects. They tiptoe around it. They want to put icing on it. And they try to like glaze it and make it look good. But you got to talk about the hard things to get through, so you can have a better dog at the end of the day. Like if it's truly about the dog, you got to have those hard. And I think a lot of them conversations need to be had. So the Cane Corso breed can go to its next step, or how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's in a bad shape. I feel like a lot of people have been doing their due diligence to try to make it better, but you still have a coming in. They pushing their opinion. They making platforms pushing their opinion, and what their opinion is not truly what's really going on. You can't take one person. Opinion or information and say that's entirely about one breed. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people, especially you know what I mean? Like I talked to Tony. I have talked to Shauna before. I talked to Mike Santelli Jr. Some of them I stay away from too, though, because you could just tell that shit just trash. Like I just stay away from it because like it's like they got their own agenda. You know what I mean? So, and you gotta know and understand that what the Cane Corso is. Because if you won't be lost just like the breed is. You know what I mean? You'll be lost just like everybody else.
Right.
And then I feel like the Italians should have a lot of more say so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's they dog.
It's they breed. At the end of the day, yeah, it's they breed. That's where it originated
but
from.
this is the thing too, though. Like I see this covering dogs. I see a lot of I had Michelle Testa on, and she sent she do giant schnauzers. So I think she's in the chat right now. And she sent dogs back to Europe. You know what I mean? As far as the Corso, unlike a lot of other dogs, you ain't got to go over the water like that.
No, you don't though.
No,
you don't though.
You really don't have to go over the seas like you see them doing with the Dobermans. Like, damn, what the Doberman breeders at? You know what I'm saying? They constantly, we got to go over there. We got to go over there. And Doug was explaining it to me because he said the culture over there is all the IGP stuff and they testing dogs and blah blah blah. But it's like, damn, when the Dobie dudes over here gonna be like become like solid American lions. You know what I mean? Like what we do.
I know for that Corso though, like, cause like for a long time we was breeding on all of the same, like, you know, the like your.
Damn. Come on back in here, Reggie. Okay, he got stuck. Reggie, come back in if you hear me. Hey, Lamont, can you knock out this question? Lamont, what would you say is the best attribute the Colossal Mastiff offers?
So I'm thinking of all the older
Okay,
folks
I can wait.
at that point. You know what I mean? Like that was like only there was the only names that you were seeing inside your pedigree for a long time. I know that I got my dog flown in because I wanted to try to do something a little bit different or to what them guys already did with the different blood to try to make a start building from there. So it's not a bad thing if you import in,
No, it's
but
not.
you know what I mean. It's not a bad thing. I don't think anyway.
Yeah,
But
you went
like
to
you
the
know what I'm saying.
man though. You went to the man. You know what I'm saying?
For me, I like when I produce some of the best dogs with the import and American bred together. I mean, some of the best dogs, like temperament, size. Man, I'm telling you, some of the best dogs. I believe like you have the best of both worlds, and they make some good dogs. So that's what I'm doing now, trying to build off of that. That was my original plan. Just put those dogs together and just build on it. You know.
Right. Let me get this question. This is for Lamont. Lamont, what would you say is the best attribute the Colossal Mastiff offers?
Um, I would say the natural guardian instinct. Don't get me wrong, I would still test the dogs because that's what I do at the end of the day. But for the most part, the natural aggression that they get is good enough for your average home just naturally. Because at the end of the day, a lot of homes ain't even looking for a dog that's really ready to bite the shit out somebody at the end of the day. They just need a dog that's gonna bark, be aggressive, ain't gonna let nobody come in front of their house, let them know somebody at the door, stuff like that. And they do all that naturally. I test it to make sure that it's there, and to make sure that if it get real, you know, what I mean, for the most part, when you see the size of the dog and what they doing, you approaching, you really not even gonna approach the dog. But just in case you get you somebody crazy who just want to test the waters, I just want to make sure it's there. So that's why you see me doing a lot of like protection work with the dogs and bite work and stuff like that, because I just want to ensure that at the end of the day. But the way that they act just naturally, just a dog, and they show it early. You know what I mean? You get a dog at 5, 6 months and he going crazy at whoever. If he don't know him, he going crazy at whoever comes to the door. You know what I mean? They do that extremely early. So that's enough for your average Joe who just want a dog that's gonna do that. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about them, because it's not something that you gotta teach. They all, but every dog that I've kept, every dog that I've sold, they always hit me up and say the same thing. Man, he did such and such. They might have had another dog and he dominated, or he or she then dominated the other dog over there. You know what I mean? I had a guy in Georgia who got a puppy for me. He got the dog at like 10 weeks old. He had like a 2-year-old Rottweiler over there. The 10-week-old puppy was dominating the 2-year-old Rottweiler as soon as he got over there. You know what I mean? So they show it extremely early. And you really, to be honest with you, if you just want a protection dog that's going to back a person up, you really don't even have to do protection work with them at the end of the day. They going to do that automatically.
Yeah, naturally.
You know what I mean? I think that's what's missing out of a lot of these massive breeds at the end of the day, that you got to kind of teach and mold.
Seeing from yesteryear to now is that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definitely a difference. And when people talk about the old school dogs, it's the temperament at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, they had their own problems and issues just like everything else. Health issues, structural, and everything else. But the one thing that I can say about the old school dogs, the temperament is more there than a lot of these newer age dogs. And that's literally because it's been watered down since then up until this point. You know what I mean? That's why you could go get you a lot of these different breeds and don't really match up to the attitude that the breed's supposed to have, because it's been watered down since the breed came to the States. You know what I mean? So a lot of people haven't seen these dogs before they became popular breeds. They got into these breeds when they became popular. So you see what you see, you know what I mean, at the time that you see it. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. So when you chase, and with these different breeds, we got people, oh, I want that old school type of. I ain't gonna lie to you. To keep it real with you, you chasing something that you really don't even know about.
You couldn't
You know what I
have
mean? So breed what you got and try to better what you have right in front of you at the end of the day. Because there's still dogs around that could better what you got. Stop chasing something that you wasn't even around for. And you ain't even got to lie about it. You got a lot of people who want to lie. Because the one thing about the dog community is like a fraternity. Everybody know everybody at the end of the day, for the most part. Either you know each other or you done heard of each other at the end. And it's always been like that. Even before the social media blew up. Everybody pretty much knew of each other, whether it was in a different state or whatever the situation was. We've heard of you. So a lot of these people nowadays that pop up on the scene and be like, oh yeah, I've been around for some of these people have been around, but a lot of these people ain't been around that long.
That's true.
These are 2 to 3 to 5 year breeders, but they want to play the role like they've been around for 20 years and got a 20-year bloodline. You ain't got a lot to kick it. No. You know what I mean? Right. So that's how I'm like, come on, man. If the proof is in the pudding. We can look at your dog and tell ain't a 20-year dog. That's what people don't understand. I don't care what you say and how much promotion you got and how much you hyped up. We can look at the dog in front of you that you presenting and tell that dog do not come from no 20-year line. That come from the recent day, whatever the dog turned into.
The temperament of the dog.
So it just be like, come on, man.
Right. Hey, let me read some of these comments so I can get the audience involved. Charles Martin, you a legend. I don't know if y'all seen the Tony Scandy and Clyde going at it. And Charles Martin came in there representing. Boy, that was a good episode. They already talking about part 2. They chomping at the bit for part 2. But he says real purebred breeders don't make tons of money after they do vet visits with shots. Most two of them in microchips and registrations. Quality food and the go home bags. There's not much money left.
But it's not. But it's about getting them dogs into good homes. You mean that's the best thing. Somebody that's gonna really take care of your dog and show you what that dog is turned into. So you know what I mean. You breed for a cause. You know what I'm saying. You breed. I know myself. I'm breeding to try to make a person family happy. You know what I'm saying? I do have a set price that I do take for my dogs, but sometimes I will work with a person sometimes. You know what I mean? Just so because I feel like they're gonna be a good fit for this dog. I'll work with them just so I can get my dog into a good home and watch that dog be raised up by some good folks. So you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Working man Massive, how you doing, brother? He says I kind of disagree with that point. I'm not sure which point, but South Africa used to be the authority on the best borables. Now the best dogs are here in the U.S., which Johan has said that too. He said, I don't know why y'all looking overseas for borables. Y'all got them.
Oh, yeah. I say that too. Like the same way we said with the Corsos in Italy. I don't know what point that he disagreed with, but yeah, I mean, we agree with the it's better Corsos in the States. I feel the same way with the Boerboel at the end. I feel the same way with a lot of these breeds at the end of the day. Right. A lot of these good representations of the breeds are already here. I think a lot of people say that they just say they got a dog from overseas to just be, you know what I mean, as a prop. To just say like, oh yeah, this dog came from such and such. You know what I mean? Right. It don't mean that the dog is better. It's just say that the dog came from over there.
Y'all
know you got a lot of passionate breeders. My fault, Joe. But you do got a lot of good breeders in the United States. You got some people who could breed over here. I'm gonna give them that. And I'm not talking about Corsos. I'm talking about in different breeds in general. Right. You got some great breeders here that could produce some nice stuff.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, in both situations, overseas and here, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like I said from the get-go. It's just about you knowing your breed and trying to get the best representation of it, whether it's here, whether it's in the States. You know what I mean? So it's just about you knowing about what you want.
Yeah.
Your research.
And then you got some big breeders who talk good and they dogs go back to them all the damn time.
Oh yeah, you get that too. Yeah, you get that too.
He threw a damn wall.
Right, we forget about that part. Right,
yeah, exactly. We got that going on too.
A kennel of his own dogs because they've been returned. Yeah, you definitely get a lot of that.
Right.
And that's
right.
one thing I ain't never got a dog. I've never ever got a dog return. That's
Wow.
one thing that I can say. Out of all this time I've been doing, I have never ever got a dog return. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't take a dog back. It's just the fact that I've never had nobody call me and say, "Oh, I need to return this dog back for such and
That's
such
great.
reason." You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I
great.
mean? And but
Yeah.
like I say, man, I think it's real life. The fact that I'm a small time breeder in comparison to some of these big time breeders.
You're a
So it's a little
hobbyist. You're a hobbyist, and I believe a hobbyist have a little bit more passion than the so-called quote unquote the big breeders. I feel like they breeding for not all of them,
Not
but a lot of them just breeding for the paper. You go to their yards, they got 70, 80 dogs in there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
A hobbyist got, you know,
You
5 to 8
critiquing.
dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really got a real program going on. And a lot of times that's why a lot of them, I think a lot of them pedigrees are like that too, because it's just like, man, they just breed however really.
Yeah, facts, big facts.
right.
I agree.
Right. What do you say? Y'all know Javier Noriega?
That's my guy.
Yeah.
I know Javier.
Okay, I figured you knew him, Reggie. He says, I think the Dobie breeders like overseas because of the size difference.
Yeah, the
Vic-
European Dobermans are bigger than American Dobermans.
right.
Yeah,
Well, they got two different classes of the Dobie though. They got like the Doberman, then they got the what's it called? Um, don't dang, I forgot, but they super big, Gorlock or something they call them. Maybe that's what it is.
I'm not. Hey man, the Doberman is like what my daddy's dog. You know what I'm saying? When I think about
yeah,
the Doberman, I
I
think
ain't
about
huge on the
Charles
Doberman
Bronson and
breed.
all
Like,
that
yeah, I know
bullshit.
a little bit about them, but I don't know about all the new blood and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think about Charles Bronson, Bruce Lee when I think about the Doberman when I was growing up. You know, that's why I remember the Doberman the most. Then
Right.
did it go into Rotties and then went into Pit Bulls? Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
basically,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, fellas, let me ask y'all this. Vic, how you doing, Vic? Thank you for your service, sir. He's a canine handler, or ex-canine handler, I believe. And for the military. He said, can we hear the 5 key things to starting a breeding program?
Who you want to go first?
They don't mind.
Man, I go ahead. Quality dogs.
I would say
Health test.
facility.
Temperament, structure.
Look at that dog.
Sure, you could throw another one in there.
Shit, you did almost took all my answers.
Right. I would say facilities for us like being set up, knowing your city codes, knowing what you can do, knowing what you can't do, all that good stuff. What else is there?
Shit, knowing how to take care of your dogs.
Yeah. Husbandry.
And knowing the breed. Knowing the breed. I would think that's number one. Knowing the breed, knowing exactly what you're getting yourself into.
I'm telling you, if you guys can go spend a day, like my cousin down there in Texas, La Potenza, you should pay him to spend a day with him on his yard and just see everything he does, from worming to working dogs to everything, little stuff you would never get on the internet. See a puppy kind of moving slow, he'll tell you what to give him this. Watch him tomorrow. That type of stuff they don't get. No one comes on here and tells everything, but it's some secrets in dogs. Man, if you got to go to you should pay a guy like Lamone or Reggie to just spend a day with him and just talk. You know,
because man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The longer that you into these dogs, man, you almost become like a veterinarian yourself at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I done learned so much stuff.
Because that first year or two gonna teach you something when you get that vet bill.
Yes, sir.
And when you get them vet bills, you better be jotting that down and taking notes and what did he use and you know.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Just like Joe said, like when I was taking my dogs to the vet, I'm back there, I'm asking questions. What this do? I'm learning right from them. I'm paying them to learn. I'm
Mhm.
watching what they doing. I mean, so much stuff though. But some of the stuff you gotta get with some real good old timers, dog men, and get their
Mhm.
secrets, get their recipe.
Yeah.
If somebody make a dog man recipe book, man, it'll come up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
come up because
Yeah.
a person like myself gonna want to learn to take care of my dog at home, so I won't have to keep paying all this money to the vet. Because the vet, they overcharge you to do a lot of the stuff. I mean, they
Yeah, they do.
overcharge you.
Yeah,
And,
they do.
and from my experience, a lot of the time, the dogs normally have some type of
Don't even need half the
infection.
stuff they be offering.
Yeah,
To
Yeah.
be honest with you, they only need half the stuff they be offering. But guess what? They got to keep them bills paid, so they got to
Well,
keep you coming in.
yeah, it's a business. Yeah, it's a business for sure. So, yeah, but yeah, the old school husbandry, man, you got to have that, and you got to have them dudes you can call up.
You ain't finna
You
get
know,
no
hey
somebody said
man,
something
look,
about the European dog to me. I can't say it.
yeah, wait a minute. Okay, this is Miss Testa. I don't know if y'all seen that interview I did with her yesterday. She breeds some badass giant schnauzers. I kind of want one of them dogs, but I don't want one. You know what I mean?
Right.
I said,
All
she
them
said,
giant schnauzers,
yeah,
they vicious.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah, yeah. I
so
like them and them.
she actually bred some pups and sent them back to Europe.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
uh.
Yeah. How many times had that happened in our breed?
Uh,
Reggie?
only, 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 only person I know to send a dog back is Tony Scandy. That's it.
Didn't Miss DeMoss send one too? Wasn't it?
I
Wasn't it,
never heard. I never heard they say her. I never heard about her sending a dog back. I know she imported dogs in before.
I thought she
But
got the dog name. Come on, you know that dog, man. High voltage. Didn't she send him back to? I could have it wrong. Yeah, I could have it wrong.
yeah, I'm
I'm
not for sure. I know
Yeah.
she imported though. I never heard her send a dog back. I heard Tony send a dog back
Okay.
to Italy.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Tony for sure. Uh, Michelle says so much difference between the old dogs and new dogs. The old dogs knew their jobs. The new dogs need to be taught their jobs. Oh, good point.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because it was more passion back then, though.
Mhm.
That's the reason why. It was a whole lot more passion for the breeds. When back then, when I was a kid and I was growing up with the dogs, people really like love what they had. Like when I used to go to events like with my old man and my uncle and all them, man, everybody was trying to come in there with the best of the best. And if they didn't have the best of the best, the next time you seen them, they had something way better than what they came with. It was more
I,
of a, it was way more competitive, you know. Because
Right.
first off, the hate word wasn't even around back then. You know, people weren't saying like, "Oh, he hating on me." He would. No, people took constructive criticism, got back in the lab, came back with something special. These people nowadays, it's like it's no right or wrong at the end of the day. You could critique somebody dog and somebody gonna say something back about what you said, and you could be saying the absolutely right thing about the dog, but they
Yeah.
gonna swear up and
They
down that
they
you
they
wrong.
they trying to find something to disagree on.
Yeah, so it's
Boy,
like,
boy,
okay, it's no win-win in this
yeah,
situation. It's
man.
like, well,
What a
that's
soft
part of the
culture
reason why y'all
nowadays.
dogs all over the place. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know
Because
a lot of
it's
times my clients they tell me I got a lot of good feedback from like the import to American dogs. I got a couple in Baltimore. They put their dog in like Shitson or whatever that's called. Like man, excel. The female excel like her first time out the gate. Like she find the guy, sit there, bark, do the sleeve work. I mean, excel. They like, man, she done good, super smart. So I'm like them dogs. I be breeding for like the intelligence of the dog and like the smartness too, because that play a big role. You don't want to be breeding them dogs and they run around all goof trooped out. You know what I mean? You can't really get them to do certain things or whatnot though.
right. That's bad.
Oh, okay. So this is what Working Man Massive said. He said, "Hey, Working Man Massive hooked up with Dion through the show. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, yeah,
Maybe I'm not for sure. He
yeah,
might have said something to me.
yeah. But he says I was disagreeing with Reggie when he said he thinks Italy should have more say in the breed. That's what he was talking about. Okay.
Man,
Oh,
I mean, you got your right to your opinion, but at the end of the day, The dog is an Italian dog. That's their dog. They made the breed. They solidified the breed. Once they came over here, then like the first few people, they kind of like have a little bit of, they had a little say so inside the breed, and you know what I'm saying. They started breeding for what they wanted. You know what I mean? I don't think they followed the total protocol of what the Italian. But I don't even know if there was a protocol. You know what I mean? I just like I ain't gonna say Italy was right. I ain't gonna say we was here in the United States was wrong. I just know that they should have all came to the table and sat down and solidified what they was trying to do before they sent it. That's why all the dogs are pretty much still all over the place, and that's after 35, 40 years now.
Yeah, there's
You know
been
what I
some
mean?
shifting in between. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, they've been trying, but they still bumping heads a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you got like the 4 main registries, or I'm gonna say the 3, and all they standard for the Cane Corso is different. You know what I mean? So like you got different head ratio, muzzle ratio. Like it's different. You know what I mean? I done a post on it. Like my belief, if we all breeding the same dog, everything from the head ratio to the length to the everything should be all the same, no matter where the dog is registered at. You know what I mean? Because that's the way your dog gonna. You know what I'm saying? That it is the blueprint. If we not all following the same blueprint, we all don't really have the same dog.
You lose the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, you go to the dog will get lost.
Doc Doug's pay right now. He's just not getting into the show.
Hey, y'all, hold on for 1 second.
Yeah. Reggie Nomad says, Reggie, you didn't know me. You didn't let me know you were being on tonight, brat. That's what. Who is Nomad? I don't know the screen. I don't know his screen name.
Oh man, shoot, I don't know neither. But I apologize though. We posted it on Instagram and Facebook. You know, so. But I definitely appreciate you coming to the thing support though.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sometimes we don't know who we know guys, but we don't know who's behind the screen name. Home of the Presser Canaria, welcome friend. I breed Presser and I only import for the blood, and that's why I go overseas. Okay. What lines?
Yo, that makes sense. You gotta have a good outcross. So I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, he says you have to excuse me from paying Reggie to visit. Learn more. There is a pit bull Bible. Oh, that is Crow. You right. There is a book called the Pit Bull Bible with all these there's dogman remedies and
yeah. I'm gonna have to, I think I gotta get that though.
Crow,
but I know what.
Go ahead, Reggie. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying I gotta get that book as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to see if it's on Amazon.
Right. Yeah, Schoolboy. Schoolboy, those he got some good books and stuff on breeding and everything, and he's full of knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. Schoolboy, bad man.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get him back on pretty soon. He like one of the cornerstones of the show.
And even with building your lines, you should also have like 2 lines off the same blood that you was building on, so you can have that outcross to put back in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're still keeping that blood tight, but not as tight as where you're getting deformities, health issues, seen and unseen type of issues in your lines.
Right. No, that's facts.
While you hitting on that, Reggie, let me get into some before I'm gonna let y'all go here in a sec. But forest breeding techniques, maintaining lines, stuff to watch for, anything you can give us, Lamont, on maintaining the bloodline, because, and then too, I hate to do this because my mind's spinning, but we got to differentiate what some people might have is as a family of dogs, as far as like in a breed, but you have your own breed, which is probably a family as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So first off, I believe, man, you gotta have an eye at the end of the day. You can't just get into dog breeding and just don't really understand dog breeding, because you're gonna have a little puppies and don't even know what you're looking at. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you need to have time to have puppies grow up and see what you actually got. The good thing about me in the beginning of me doing what I was doing, didn't nobody know me at the end of the day. I came on scene as a kid. You know what I mean? I came on these dog pages as a kid and dealing with a grown man who had breeds already established and it was having upcoming breeds and all that. So, but at the end of the day, it was good for me because I got to keep a lot of those beginning dogs, and because I wasn't selling dogs like that at the end of the day. Who the hell gonna buy a dog from a 16-year-old kid who breeding? You know what I mean? So they don't know what I got, or they don't know the knowledge that I got behind the dogs at the end of the day. So I had to literally build myself up. But the good thing about it was I got to keep a lot of those dogs around. So I got to really witness these dogs out these different litters, what they are, what they got to offer, how they breeding, how they producing, who producing this, who producing that. And when you learning that coming up, it's easier as time go by at the end of the day, because now you got the eye of what you're looking for. When you having these different litters, you could kind of see the dogs at a certain amount of weeks. Okay, this is the same dog I picked out that last litter, but damn, he a little better. You know what I mean? Because that's really what you want to keep on picking. You want to keep picking replicas at the end of the day, but enhanced version of it. Now, sometimes you might see it as a puppy, and that dog might grow up and not be that. But guess what? You can't be afraid to call the dog out your program. Don't just use that dog because he big, but he ain't got the temperament, or he got the temperament and he ain't got the size, whatever the situation is. Don't just use him because he there. Don't use him. Call him. Sell him as a pet. Give him to somebody else if you got that option at the end of the day. Or if you don't, just keep him as a pet at your house. But you don't have to breed him because he got balls at the end of the day, or because your girl just came into heat. Breed the dog that represent exactly what you want. Learn how to pick the dogs out your litter. That's exactly what you want, because that's what you can continue to carry on at the end of the day. When you bringing these other dogs in as years go past, and you're breeding, you're enhancing on what you establishing at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's always supposed to be about enhancement. You don't backtrack. Like prime example, we get a lot of people talking about the old school dogs and all that. Oh yeah, I want my dog to like the old school dogs, and that's fine and dandy. But I always wonder, and I always said in the back of my mind, like, if we talking about the old school dogs, and yeah, they were good dogs, and if you continue on those lines from the old school lines, if you had them dogs for 30, 20, even 10 years, you mean to tell me that you didn't enhance them old school dogs?
Hello.
You feel me? It makes no sense to me.
Right.
I really don't get it, and I understand it, because them old school dogs was good, and that's why you see me in the comment like, man, my dog's better than the yesterday dogs, because I bred my dogs in that direction to be better. We can't be stuck in the past, because at the end of the day, that tell on yourself as a breeder. If you can't enhance something that's already there, then how good are you as breeding dogs at the end of the day? Should we really be getting dogs from you? You feel me? People
Just
don't
because you
realize
got a dog
that.
from Joe, just because you got a dog from Joe Blow, man, whoop de doo. You better do something with it. You better do something with that dog.
Exactly.
And then,
We gonna keep
like,
talking about. Oh, go ahead, Reggie. I mean, cut you off.
no, like when you say call that dog, like I know me and my partner say, man, you can't win them all. So if we get a dog that, you know what I'm saying, that does not fit the profile and can't do it, we just say you can't win them all. He gotta go, because he's not helping the program. He going to take your program 5 steps back if you breed him into that.
Exactly.
Even if you raised them up, you put a lot of money into him, you gotta have the discipline to say, nah, I can't put him in. He got traits.
No, I can't put him in, because I got my man. I feel like I'm that good of a breeder that I can make some better than him. You know what I mean? So why do I have to put him in our program if I can make some better than him?
Man, hey,
you know what I mean? Make it make sense.
I got to get y'all in trouble one more time before you get out of here. Lamont, you was tapping in on something. It'd be a lot of chest pumping and chest gorilla talk about the old dogs and shit. And you made a good point. If you've been breeding so long, why are you glorifying them old dogs? Who dogs you worried about other folks' dogs? You worried about your damn dog? Do you
Exactly.
Or this another point though. If you say you've been breeding for that long, why you not talking about your old dogs? You talking about these new dogs. That shit trash. You know what I'm saying? So if you've been breeding for that long, you should have been established by now. 12, 15, 20 years. You should have been established by now. You shouldn't still be talking about nothing old, nothing new. You should be talking about all the dogs that you produce that you got on your yard that's breeding right now. Like your own stock. If you're
Why
not
are we talking
dead,
about dogs in 98 and 99 and we all the way in 2025?
yeah, you in the way. You in the way.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
You feel me? I never understood that.
Right. No real solid breeder. I know just. I mean, we got guys that love the history of the breeds, but every good breeder I know, he looking forward. I'm gone. I left that shit. Nigga, I'm fix that shit. Shit,
you probably caught me with a good dog back then, but look at this motherfucker right here. Shit, killing him. You feel me? So it's like, what are we talking about at the end of the day?
Hey, Lamar, I got a question for you. Do your dogs have a DNA profile right now, or like how is you working on that, or what you got going on?
I do got to do. I do want to embark all the dogs. Now, don't get me wrong. I had a person who had a dog for me. And it was a dog that they crossed into, and I got Borble in my line anyway, but they crossed the dog into a Borble who did the embark on the dog. And the embark came back exactly what was in my dog, but with a high percentage of Borble. You know what I mean? So with me dealing with the dogs for so long, me personally, I ain't really been that thirsty to do embarks and all that because I know what I've been dealing with, the family of dogs. But it was good to see that the guy did the embark on the dog and to see that it actually came back the same thing that I told him that the dog was, just with a big enhancement with Borble because they bred the dog into a Borble. You know what I mean? But that's something that I do want to do because I do want to see. Well, I kind of know what the hell they gonna come back as, but I want to see the coefficient because I've been doing it for so long. See how high it is. I want to check to see, even though I haven't had no health problems with the dog, embark still let you know health wise what's going on and shit like that. So I want to know that too. You know what I mean? Even though I haven't had a dog that displayed nothing at the end of the day, even within my own yard and people who had the dogs at the end of the day, I haven't had nobody who came back to me and was like, oh yeah, I had a dog that had to, like that ain't happening. And that's what another reason, like I say, with me breeding the dogs and really doing it the old school way, because at the end of the day, back then, wasn't no embark. Wasn't nobody health testing no dog. It was the dogs that was literally right there in front of you that you could literally tell, see visually, you know what I mean? What was it? And I kept that mindset and just kept that going. Now, as time went past, the world changed at the end of the day. New stuff come out, all that. So with me, I still got, like, even if you look at my promotion for I'm old school like a motherfucker. My shit. I just got into all this TikTok and all. I'm not the best promoter. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not the best picture taker. I say that all the time because I'm so used to the old school way at the end of the day. That's why I'm one of the few seldom people that be like, man, when you buy a puppy from me, come check the dogs out, man. Come see the whole yard. I'm not gonna meet you in the parking lot. You know what I mean? The Walmart, the police station. Man, come check the yard out. I want you to see exactly what you're getting at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm not one of them people because I'm not worried about you. Everything that I say about my dogs, they real life do. I got 7 dogs over here. I'm not worried about you coming over here doing something because guess what? We gonna handle the situation, bro. You feel me? So I ain't worried about it at the end of the day. So when people do that to me, it's like, you might have some, but I don't know. It might be hiding that these dogs ain't really what you say they are. Because I don't be worried about it at all. And even the people who came over here and checked the dogs out, they'll tell you, like, oh yeah, I seen them dogs and I was down there stuck. I didn't want to move no further at the end of the day because I got a dog that as soon as you hit the yard, he jumping in, he over half the fence as soon as you get over there. So that's already shocking. Like this big dog moving like that. So yeah, I don't mind. Come to I want you to see what you get. I want you to see the family dog. I don't want you to just see the parents. I want you to see their parents. I want you to see dogs that they producing. Forget paperwork. And I got my dogs registered. You get your pedigree, your register, all that. But besides seeing names on a piece of paper, I want you to visually see exactly what you're getting. So you could see the temperament, so you can see the size, so you can see the way that they act. I want you to
living
see
condition, all that,
yeah, the
everything.
living conditions, everything. I want you to see all that at the end of the day. Don't just buy a dog because you see it on Facebook or because you just seen a video of a dog doing some bite work or something. No, come to the
Right.
yard. I
Yeah.
invite you. Come see
Yeah. Go to the
come see the
yard.
dogs.
Yeah. Let me get this.
Have you ever talked to Chad? My fault. Go ahead. Have you ever talked to Chad Mayo?
Chad Mayo? No, I've never talked to him. I think
Who
Brain
got
tried to
you?
get that interview, but no, he didn't. I don't think he hollered
Yeah,
back.
I talk to him every once in a while though. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Battlebred got a really good interview on him, actually. I think
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't watched it, but all of it, but I watched some of it.
But
Doug
that,
says here, my philosophy is different. I respect preserving the old, retaining and maintaining greatest yet moving it forward. I think, Doug, I respected what you said, but I think each generation gets better. I don't think you can kind of preserve maybe the blood, but
I
it's
think
supposed to
I
be better.
believe like that's your blueprint.
Right.
You know what I mean, for what you got, the old school type, but it's on you to keep on enhancing it at the end of the day, because you
Right.
can have an old school type and decrease from that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you've been breeding for that long and you got that kind of standard of dog, it's on you to maintain it at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
at some point you gonna have to implement
Yeah, anyway.
a new
Yeah,
blood into that line to critique it to make it better. You know what I mean? Because
right.
if you keep
Yeah.
breeding on the same blood for such a long time, you dumb down like on the genes like part of it. Like it's not getting no better. It's gonna stay the same. So you gotta
Stay the
add
same.
something inside it to make it just a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, enhance it, or even like if you like I said again, like you gotta have two different lines off of the same blood. You know what I'm saying? Bring two different ways to complement each other, so you won't run into that brick wall 7, 8 years down the line. You won't be able to keep going, to keep flipping, or keep you know what I mean, keep going into that blood.
Right.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
man.
You
No
can't
man.
you
says-
can't maintain the same thing forever, because if you do, guess what? You're gonna start decreasing instead of increasing. You know what I
Run
mean?
into
You
issues.
gotta add them
That's when they
different
say you
outcrosses
running
in
into a
and
brick wall. You hit a brick wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
20 Nomad, 25 different kennels in a 8th-generation paper pedigree set to is not solidified or working on anything but making puppies in Cane Corso. Genetics are too scattered. Okay.
Yeah, scattered like
Amen.
25 different kennels.
Amen.
That's scattered like a motherfucker.
Amen. But honestly, I had this. I put that post up the other day. Like you're not gonna be able to look at a pedigree on a Cane Corso and see you will see a variety of different kennels and dogs, none of the same like heritage or relatives in the pedigree. It's rare. It's rare. If that you know what I mean? It's rare.
Doug, it's very hard in the Cane Corso. Okay, here go Javier. Javier is always gonna be the devil advocates on some shit. Every time, every show. That's what Javier gonna bring. He says a scatterbred dog that has good genes and a great phenotype is still a good accomplishment.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that you can't get a good dog, but at some point, when do you make it your own? You feel me? That's the whole point of talking about scatter breeding and line breeding and shit like that. When do you make it your own? Yeah, we're not saying.
Oh, what's the purpose? What's the purpose of breeding a dog then? What is your purpose? You gotta have a person. You gotta have a goal. You gotta have something in mind why you breeding this dog. If you don't have none of that, then why are you breeding a dog? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not trying to produce or make a line or build a line and move forward and have your accolades for your kennel yourself, then what are you breeding the dog for? Like it don't really make no sense to me to keep doing scatterbred. At some point, you want to make a line. You want to be known for having such a great a dog. Like you produced a great line inside of a breed. You know what I mean? That's recognized by everyone. I mean, that's the goal. That's my goal. I don't want to keep someone. I got a Tony Scandy dog or a Joe dog, or I don't want to keep that. I want to have an Ironstone dog. I want to have my own blood. Right. I put hard work, hard sweat and tears into this line. I know what I got. I've been doing it for such a long time. I know what I have. You know what I
Right,
mean? I want you to see that what I got. You know,
right.
that's the whole point of breeding for me.
And when you adding in all that new blood all the time, you adding in new traits, you know things you don't know about the dogs in the past. I mean, you want to be able to know your damn dogs. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
I mean,
You
Yeah,
definitely.
the good thing about the Cane Corso, they do have a Cane Corso database.
they
You know
do.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
we do
So,
got that.
but
Yeah.
every dog is not in that database. You know what I mean? Like some people didn't take the time to add their dog. It's free. It's free. You can add your dog to the database. It's free.
Mhm.
But every person, like myself, I have not added no dog inside the database. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about me, myself. I know it's free, but I never added a dog in there. But it's free. So, but my dogs, like, and she got dogs from both sides of the water, Italy and American dogs in there. You know what I mean? So, I think that's I don't I, I forgot the her name, bro. I apologize for it, but she done a good job building that Cane Corso database for people
Uh,
that really want to breed a real dog. You know what I mean? Give
yeah,
you
that's right. Yeah,
a outlook, a goal.
right.
Right, right.
Is her name Miss Nancy? I think it's Nancy.
Nancy,
Yeah,
Nancy Cope, yes,
yeah,
Nancy, yes,
right,
Copeland or something. Yep.
right. Um, okay. Damn, did like your message got cut off, bro. Oh, no, it didn't. Ed Farron wrote the Complete Game Dog book in the same contents as a book called The Complete Shepherd from the 50s. Both books are black with gold embossed silhouettes and on the cover also. Sorry. I got to take a picture of that comic because I want to see if I can find that book. Doug
Yeah.
says line breeding, inbreeding, a little outcross from other strains from your original lines. It can be done. Yes, yes, yeah. But y'all when y'all start talking about breeding, y'all bringing the dogs out. Here go Kiki. I'm sorry. Differences between receiving good dogs versus making great dogs. Okay. Davis and Canine, Canada's in the house. After 7 generations, the dogs in the pedigree don't mean much to the current dogs because the DNA is so different. Lamont, take that one.
Oh no, yeah, he right.
Yeah.
Really, it's then about the last 4 generations that's really gonna play a part in your dogs at the end of the day that you getting.
Right.
It's true
Them
to
the
a
other,
fact though. It's true, but
yeah,
it's all on how
it
that
still
dog is
lets you know
bred
what's
too.
going. Yeah, because at the end of the day too, it still play a part because you could have a dog that you get and you wondering where a certain trait coming from, and you might not see it in the first 4 generation dogs. It might come from way back in the pedigree. That's just how genetics play sometimes at the end of the day. For the
Hey,
most part, yeah, your first 4 generations is pretty much the base of your dogs at the end of the day. But it be certain because at the end of the day, like say a situation, your four your fourth your first 4th generation dogs are all black brindle or something, and then it's a dog that's 7 generations down the pedigree that's blue. And you wondering, man, I just got a blue dog at the pedigree. His mom one blue. This my like. But but if you're seeing that dog from 7 generations, that's where that color coming from. You feel me? So it's the same thing with traits. It's the same thing with attitude. It's the same thing with the faults and all that too. You know what I mean? So every dog behind your dog play a part because when you look in there certain shit, you need to know everything behind it to know where everything coming from at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's really the whole part of the pedigree. It's kind of an insurance on what your dog is at the end of the day.
right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
but if you building that, if you building that line, you know, what I'm saying personally yourself, you kind of like already know what's going on if you really study what you was doing and you took the time and the patience
Yeah,
to do that. You should know what's going on in your line. What colors gonna
exactly.
pop out? What type of temperaments are there? What are your strong points? Like you gonna know them type of things. If you took your time, you know what I'm saying, to study what you was doing before you start to breed the dogs.
Oh yeah, for
Right.
sure. I mean, yeah, it's a breeder. You definitely gonna know. I was just speaking as far as like somebody buying a dog from you and reading a pedigree, and then they start breeding dogs, and then they wondering where certain traits coming from, and they don't see it from the parents or the grandparents. But it's it within the dogs that's further along the pedigree. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Right.
we gonna know right off bat because we bred the dogs at the end of the day. So we gonna know what color, what traits, what faults. We gonna know everything about the dog at the end of the day. But somebody who just getting a dog, that's just, you know what I mean, insurance for them, so they can kind of know what to look for within them dogs. If they seen the dogs within the pedigree and not just saying a bunch of names at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
A lot of the people jumped in. They don't even know how to read a pedigree for real, too.
No,
Like
they don't.
most of them, they don't know what they're looking at, and that is beyond me, man. Because if you if you saying that you a breeder and this, that, and the third, and you can't look at a pedigree and know, they be out here just saying little stuff. I'm stacking. You don't even know the meaning of a real stock pedigree. You don't even know how to stack a pedigree. And then you say you stacking a pedigree, but the pedigree is not even yours. You done no work to even stack this pedigree. You just bought dogs and bred them. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Bro,
These not even none of the dogs that you bought.
I've seen people look at pedigrees, don't even know how to read it, but they looking at kennel names on the pedigree. They don't know how to read the pedigree. They don't know what dogs was bred to who. They just looking to see what names is underneath what they see on the paper.
Yeah. Well, Reggie, you made a post the other day. You said a kennel name ain't a program.
Right? A kennel name is not a bloodline.
Not a bloodline. And somebody else, and Robin said something too.
She said in a kennel, and Robin said a kennel is not a program.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Those are two true statements. Now Vic says, "Hey man, I was gonna let y'all go, but the chat it rose up. They don't want to. Okay. Hey, how many generations of breeding until you can call that blood yours?
10.
When both dogs is yours, when both dogs on both pedigrees, it come from you.
Okay, yeah.
You feel me? When you could claim both dogs, not you getting a dog from two different people and saying you bred them. No, that's the variety of both kennels coming together to make what you got. When you do enough breeding when you made both dogs, the mama and the daddy, that's when it's yours.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The grandparents. I mean, you got to go back a few generations. I say 10 generations to make sure that like everything is really yours, because you want the kids, the parents, the grandparents, and the great grandparents. You want to be able to. You want to have to produce all that to really lock in your line or whatever you calling it at that time, but your line or your blood, whatever you want to be able. You want to have at least all that back there in your name.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, because that's just the facts. Like you buy two dogs, they ain't your dog. Everybody gonna say they ain't your dog. They'll make your decision making skills.
Yeah, you ain't create neither one of them dogs.
I call them guys extended breeders. They just breed the next man stuff saying that it's a line. That should be trash. Like if you're not breeding for yourself to build a line for yourself and your kennel, or you know what I'm saying, to have a recognizable dog that people know, then you just in the way. You got to move out for a serious breeder, man.
Yeah.
Move over for a serious breeder.
Let me ask you this, guys. Let me ask you this. Is it a difference in between a bloodline and a family of dogs?
A family of dogs is a bloodline, really.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically, it's pretty much the same. Now, don't get me wrong. I get what you get into.
People use lines
because
loosely,
you could definitely make a bloodline off specific dogs. Yeah. You feel me? You know what I mean? You can they could all be in a family of dogs, but you could make a bloodline off of specific. Pretty much what I did. You can make a bloodline off one specific dog out that family. Yeah, we're really like prime example. If you pay attention to the game pit bull community, a lot of those dogs are bloodlines off a Pacific dog. You know what I mean? They made families of dogs, but when you talk about the Red Boys, the Jeep, the Bolios, those are Pacific dogs that they made bloodlines off of. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can have both at the end of the day. You can have family dogs and you can have a bloodline off a Pacific dog.
And you can kind of like tell those dogs, the temperament is damn near the same. The structure is damn near the same. Like they really they was really there was real programs back then.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
right.
for sure.
And the only person that I really know like far as a pit bull breeder, Thompson Kennels. I think he like in Tennessee somewhere.
Yeah, I
Like
know
he is
Yeah, I've been
yeah,
following Thompson for some years now.
Yeah.
Yup,
man,
yeah.
yeah, he mean. He mean.
Yeah, he be
Now
over
we
there.
And
had
in
my uncle had a dog from Bakari back in the day. I think he was one of the only few dogs that came off of Champion Tyrone back in the day. We got my uncle got a trophy of Champion Tyrone and everything at the crib. So that lets you know how long I actually been around the dogs.
Right. Okay, let me get this comment. No, man, there is one breeder I know well. He's Italian. He actually has the most pure in genetics phenotype, and that's Michele, and Reggie has some very good foundation of his as well. Mr. Bocci, however you say it, which we got a breed.
Campagno.
Yeah, Campagno. He sent us about a 5-minute breed profile. So if you ever want to look at it, it's under our channel under podcast and breed profiles. Miss Testa, isn't it most important to give back to the breed as a whole, including the pedigree and the phenotype and everything that completes your breed? Yeah, it is.
I mean, I know me. I breed for the whole dog. I want everything. I want looks, temperament, everything.
Yeah. God, dog. Long as we staying in here, the chat keep growing. What's going on? What y'all saying? Hey, haters, what the haters at?
They can't hate on facts and truth, man. This is the real deal.
Put a
Hey,
one in
you
the
ain't lying.
chat.
You ain't lying.
Corner said, scatter pedigrees based on phenotype. The breeder still breeding for a dog. When breeding through half siblings and tight line breeding, the breeder is breeding to establish a consistent type. Yes, sir. Terry Cornish, he has a few videos on my channel as well. Brilliant Rottweiler enthusiast, breeder, and teacher. Anthro, my brother.
Yeah, he right. Yeah, he definitely
Anthro's
right.
in there. No, man. He's responding to Miss Testa. Yes, but most people here constantly breed out to the next AKC champion or GGC without even having that particular lines in their own papers. It's not always done.
That shit is trash.
That's Reggie trademark, y'all. Shit is trash. Yeah. Okay. All right. Man, boy, these comments coming in, man. I'm just gonna let them. They right there on the right. It's just so many. So I'm just kind of let me focus back in on them. Get out these comments for a minute. Let me ask y'all this, man. Who's been Reggie? Let's start with you. Who's been the most inspirational people? Because a lot of people don't give back to people who may have taught them something. Sometimes you start out people you don't end with, you know what I mean? But who's been the most inspirational people in dogs and in life, if you think, for you?
Just my well, I'm gonna go with my circle of friends like Dion and Cornell. We got a dog chat, which we got Sterling too of Iron Gate as well. Talk to them guys. We talk dogs constantly all day. That helps me keep my stuff sharp. I try to sharpen their stuff, give them a broader outlook on it. Then some things, when I want to go like outside of me just talking to my immediate friends about dogs, I always can reach back to you, Joe. I can always reach back to my man Lamar. But as far as like the Corso stuff, I'm gonna say it just varies. I give everybody a chance to get information from. I'm a student, so I'm always trying to talk and I'm listening more than I talk. So like I say again, I have talked to Mike Santilli Jr. Even though a lot of people don't like him, he holds a lot of knowledge. I have spoke to Tony several different occasions. He always gonna keep it real with you. I spoke to Shauna here and there before. Jeff Hall here and there before. In Italy, I talked. Michael Bocci and his little crew, they gave me an invite. Come to Italy. We're gonna pick you up from the airport. You can stay down here with us. Oh, that's one of the biggest accomplishments right there. I talk to Kenneth James every once in a while. It's been a while with Kenny. I mean, but the list goes on. It's so many people I have met and have gave me like positive outlook on the breed. I mean, it's a lot. Even Barbara. I don't
Neighbor,
want to. Yes,
Barbara Neighbors,
man.
yeah.
Man, I tried to tell you to get her on.
Man,
She have
she can come
one
on, man.
knowledge.
She supposed to have got with me, but she welcome. She more than welcome to come on, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, her. Man, I'm sorry, man. It's a ton of people that I talk to on
yeah,
a daily basis. They holds a lot of information, but I just listen. If it fit for me, I'm gonna keep it. If not, I just move on. Like I don't hold key to every word that everyone tell me. Just to, you know what I'm saying. I want to know, so I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna take what I can take from it and use it. If not, I just I dismiss it and I just carry on. I figure it
yeah.
out. I go to different other people from other breeds that breed dogs. I got pit bull breeders that I talk to. Um, Man, shoot, the list goes on though, man. I just talk. I like talking dogs. Like I can get on
Right,
the phone like this and just talk.
right,
So the list goes on. But
right,
I take everything with a grain of salt. You know what I
right.
mean?
Mr. Lamont. Hey, well, first off, y'all, Doc Cayens pay too. Doc Cayens pay. He's late. Uh, but Mr. Lamont Coleon, who's been some of the biggest inspiration in dogs and life, if you whichever you like, if it bled over into the dogs.
First off, the people who inspired me to do what I do. So like my old man, my uncle Herb, Tim Oldham, that's one of my old man friends. The Richard K's, the Durrells, the Lisa, everybody's all Chicago old school people. Um, as far as like new age, like new times, recent times. Like Reggie say, I kind of take advice from a lot of different people, you know what I mean, rather good or bad or whatever the situation is. Um, I ain't really got nobody that I really be like, take real, look up to at the end of the day because I've been probably breeding dogs a lot longer than some of these people out here to really, take
Oh,
advice
you
to at
have.
this point.
Yeah.
So it's more so it's almost more so me almost giving out knowledge than me kind of receiving it at this point. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
feel you.
But
Yeah.
I still when people hit me up and talk and I still have conversations and I still like different people programs and stuff like that. But I ain't really got nobody that I really, what I mean, in these times I really look up to like, oh yeah, I gotta have advice for him. You know what I mean? So
Right. Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Um, yeah, guys, I guess we close out. If anybody else got a question or anything, but while we doing that, Reggie, how do the people get in contact with your brother?
My Facebook is which is Williams Reginald. My last and first name on Facebook, Instagram, Ironstone underscore kennels. Uh, and you can go to my business page on Facebook and my phone number there. You can hit me like on WhatsApp or whatnot. Ironstone Kennels or Reggie Ironstone on there. You know, and that's pretty much it.
All right. Uh Lamone, how can they get in touch with you?
pretty much same stuff. YouTube, social, Facebook, Instagram, Lamont Coleon. YouTube is Colossal Master, but Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, it's Lamont Coleon. You type that in, it's gonna take you to my page or the Colossal Master page. And if you want to contact me, you could really hit me up from there. I don't leave my phone number on the different platforms because I just don't want any and everybody with my phone number. You might get a couple of weirdos calling, but you could call from Facebook and Instagram or whatever the situation is, or just send me a message and we can get together from there.
All right, gentlemen, I thank you. If you guys want to get in touch with me, it's 1-800-sexual chocolate. Yeah, okay, man. Hey, so man, we appreciate y'all. We out. Lamone, Reggie, we gotta do it again real soon.
Yes, sir. I definitely appreciate you, Joe. Thank you.
All right.
I
We'll
appreciate
holler,
both
guys.
y'all,
Thank you.
man. Good
Thank
All
luck
right,
to
you.
y'all.
all right. Have a good night, brothers.
All right.
Y'all